All right, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, the whole nine. Don't forget to check out my new channel on some men's talk. I'm not a red pill or blue pill guy. I'm just talking real life situations. But giving out a little bit of game. But hit the link tree. It's under other channels, also in the description. Then we'll hit the link tree. But yeah, man, for the most part, some people saying that they feel like Jermell Charlo just killed the Terence Crawford super fight. I don't ever think Jermell Charlo was gonna fight Terence Crawford unless Terence Crawford got it in the contract where he promised a shot at undisputed. I don't think they were gonna allow him to get two shots at undisputed on PBC, especially when Terence Crawford ain't big enough to fight Canelo Alvarez and make them more money. So yeah, I don't think that fight they had any intent on making that fight. And if they did have intent on making that fight, I believe then that fight should have been put in the contract. And we don't know what's in the contract. But I don't believe some people saying, well, they trying to diminish Bud by having Charlo go fight Canelo and then coming back down and giving a reason why Charlo, got lost to Bud or whatever. I just don't think they ever had any serious intent of making that fight. That's my honest opinion. They're not about to hand over two undisputed fights or close to undisputed if he able to keep all his belts to Jermell Charlo. I meant to Terence Crawford. I don't see them doing that. Because then what? Then he retire. Then what? Come on. He didn't clean your side of the street off, and now all your stars, and now you got to start from the root up, the ground up. So I don't think that ever was the plan. And I don't, envision Jermell coming back down to 54. Especially if you're going back up to full 68. I don't see that happening. That just don't make a lot of sense. You know what I mean? So, but that's just from my perspective of it. But nonetheless, I just don't see it happening. And then, what if Jermell win? I don't think he planned the campaign at 68. Might be a hit him up and run. He probably try to go down to 60 and do some things. But what else he got to prove at 54? 33 years old, and you want him to cut back down from 65 or 68 back down to 54. That's a recipe for disaster. That's exactly what that is. That's a recipe for disaster. But I just didn't believe PBC was going to hand over the whole operation to Terence Crawford at 47.54. And then what's the end game? It can't be Canelo. I don't think he's big enough to fight Canelo. That's too much mass and too much weight. Let's call it what it is. It's too much mass and too much weight. You could say, oh, he spar heavyweights and he does this and he does that. Canelo, it's just on a different level. Physically. But they won't about to hand the whole operation over to Terence Crawford, especially if his contract expired for like 1 or 2 fights. Hell no. And it'd be interesting to see, it'd be interesting to see, what they do post Errol Spence, at welterweight and post Jermell Charlo at super welterweight. That would be very interesting to see what happens and who they try to hand the division over to, and this, that, and the third. Now, could Jermell say, "Well, I'm coming back down to fight Bud"? I mean, yeah, he could say that. He most definitely could. He most definitely could. You know, but I don't envision that happening. You got to understand that's a lot of weight to cut at 33 years old. But I just didn't see them handing over that division to Terence. I just didn't see that happening. You know, and that's my humble opinion. They're gonna give him the welterweight division and the a super welterweight division or junior middleweight. And then he retired. Then with that Leo company. Now, they was planning on losing to pick the pieces up. That's what they was counting on. They was counting on Lubin to pick the pieces, or Lubin to be the guy they pass the torch to at 54 and go from there. So you gotta remember, Jerron Ennis ain't really a PBC fighter. He's an affiliate. But a lot of people feel like Canelo and Charlo. I heard Paulie say this. He said he feel like he messed up two really good fights, Benavidez and Bivol. But also, when you look into it, in some people's mind, not only did it mess up Canelo Bivol 2, Canelo David Benavidez, it stopped Jermell Charlo and Tim Tszyu and Jermell Charlo and Terence Crawford. In some people's mind, but I just knew business wise. I knew business wise that they were not going to hold on. They were not going to let Terence Crawford come clean up that side of the street at two divisions. It took them years to get control of both of them divisions. Even though they were sitting here, acting like they didn't recognize the WBO belt. You know what I'm saying? But then again, when it got convenient, they had Castanos go get it. And then now Errol Spence is fighting for it. So it is what it is. But I just didn't think that fight was happening. Even by even by Charlo, but even kind of by Charlo's reaction when people bring it up, what's Terence Crawford done? He did nothing to deserve this, and even he got to start talking like that. Even when he got to start talking like that, he never seemed fully receptive to the fight. Even Terence Crawford calling him a hoe and a groupie, and some of this media circuit thing they was doing leading up to this Errol Spence fight, he still ain't responded to say nothing. He been on hush mode. He called him Errol Spence fiance, all types of shit. And he still ain't said nothing. So I don't think he has a vested interest on fighting Terence Crawford. That's my opinion. I don't think he got a vested interest in it. You know, and I could be wrong. But he's never seemed like he really, really wanted to take that fight. He always talking around the fight. Oh, I'll do this and I'll do that. He's never said, well, I want to take on the fight. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Don't forget to check out my new channel, Free Game 89. It's hit the link in the description or in the link tree. Everything will be in the link tree. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget, rate the podcast. If you watch it, listen on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, whatever it is, hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere. Peace.